So, I want to talk about Sengoku. Never heard of it. No one that I have spoken to has ever heard of it either. But I've had a bit of a thing about this game. Through the mists of recollection, in some arcade somewhere during the 90s, I do remember it. However, now that I can play it at leisure without blowing my childhood pocket money, I'm even more intrigued by it. For one thing, there doesn't seem to be much discussion about it online. It has been reviewed, of course. The reactions are generally favorable. It is a scrolling beat-em-up, and the first entry of the Sengoku trilogy released in 1991 by SNK. The storyline for the game is so weird and brilliant. Centuries ago, a cruel and tyrannical warlord was defeated by two elite samurai but had sworn to return in the future. When he does, he unleashes undead forces of feudal Japanese warriors and creatures from Japanese mythology to destroy the world. The warlord is opposed only by the two protagonists, a ninja and a cowboy, named Dave and Kev. Those names are great, aren't they? So pedestrian. Throughout the game, the player will need to survive the hordes of enemies by collecting colored orbs as power-ups. 5 green orbs will heal 1 health point. A red orb gives the player a single sword, a blue orb gives the player a double sword, the purple orb gives the player a two-handed holy sword, and a yellow orb gives the player a limited magical attack. When certain enemies are defeated, spirits of powerful allies are available to transform into. The 3 different characters are a samurai, an armor-clad wolf, and an agile ninja. These forms have a limited use, and if you do not switch before the timer runs out, you will lose the use of that character. Their attacks and jumps differ from the original form, and their powers are enhanced by any power-ups collected. The gameplay takes place between tough city streets where roads often crumble, leaving you to jump down into the sewer. And a mystical plane which you are periodically transported to without warning. So, why am I so interested? It's the use of Japanese mythology. You face many incarnations of real legends. This is the Kappa, river spirit, also known as Kawata, river boy, Komahiki, horse puller. It is a reptiloid kami with similarities to ikai found in traditional Japanese folklore. Kappa are typically depicted as green, human-like beings with webbed hands and feet and a turtle-like carapace on their back. They are often accused of assaulting humans in water and removing a mythical organ called the shirikodama from their victim's bum. I promise I'm not making that up. According to some accounts, a Kappa's arms are connected to each other through the torso and can slide from one side to the other. It was believed that there were a few means of escape if one was confronted with a Kappa. Kappa are obsessed with politeness, so if a person makes a deep bow, it will return the gesture. This results in the Kappa spilling the water held in the dish or sara on its head, rendering it unable to leave the bowing position until the plate is refilled with water from the river in which it lives. If a person refills it, the Kappa will serve that person for all eternity. A similar weakness of the Kappa involves its arms, which can easily be pulled from its body. If an arm is detached, the Kappa will perform favors or share knowledge in exchange for its return. In the game, however, it's best to just punch their faces in or hack them to pieces. That seems to do the trick. The rest of the game also has all manner of myths that pop up. Dragons, temple dogs, and other various deities are waiting to battle with you. I also want to talk about Sengoku 2 briefly as well. Not Sengoku 3, however, as it's not very good or in keeping with the previous games. In Sengoku 2, the gameplay is similar to the first game, except that the playable character is constantly armed with a sword which can initiate wide plane attacks and vertical slashes. Pressing both attack buttons together allows the character to block or dodge attacks. Another button combo gets the character to perform a special trick attack. The character can also jump and do jump attacks. Occasionally the character would be mounted on horseback and have to carefully hack and slash enemies during a canter. The player can transform the character into 3 different forms, including the armor-clad wolf, the shuriken-throwing ninja, and the staff-wielding Tengu warrior for a limited time. Various collectible orbs heal the character's health or enhance the character's attack abilities and that of the different forms' capabilities. It also has many more myths represented. These include Kitsune, the 9-tailed fox spirit, Tengu, who is playable, a large, monstrous bird winged and a wholly anthropomorphized being, with a red face and an unusually long nose, and so many more. Both games follow standard elements of the genre. Different types of enemies repeatedly come from off-screen, and the player must use their attacks to fend them off. The controls are also rather simple with a pretty straightforward combat system. But I really like it. If you get a chance to play it, let me know what you think. Till next time, please like and subscribe. I would love to make more. Leave a comment and I will find lots of crazy games to review. Thanks for watching Super Brain Panic Plays Games.